Travis Kelce confesses giving infinity ring to Taylor Swift makes Jason react crazy on podcast. On Wednesday, January 22, the Kelce brothers released a new podcast, an excerpt of the Kelce brothers' talk that fans were very interested in when Travis talked about Taylor Swift's infinity ring. Jason said, "Hey Travis, a lot of our viewers have been asking about Taylor's ring. What do you think about this?" Travis smiled and said, "Actually, that's the ring I gave her on her 35th birthday." Jason with a surprised face and shouted, "Really unbelievable, I'm quite surprised because there was a viewer who thought it was an infinity ring, roughly it looks like an engagement ring." Travis laughed and said, "Oh, I don't know that, all I know is that it was a gift from me and Taylor, she really likes it." Jason clapped and said, "Wow, you really have an eye for aesthetics, the ring looks so beautiful and suits her." Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Jason Kelce said, "Congratulations on your first win of 2025, this is definitely a great start to the next Super Bowl championship." Travis laughed and said, "Oh, that was great, that win was very important, you know it was a very tough round, and it was a good start for us." Jason then said, "You know, the appearance of our family and the Taylor family in the stands at Arrowhead Stadium made the atmosphere at the game even more exciting." Travis laughed and said, "Yeah, their appearance was great," Jason said. "Hey Travis, after the game did you have a party together to celebrate the Chiefs' victory?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, of course, that was one of the very happy moments for everyone in that room." Jason laughed and said, "That was great, maybe I missed the important occasion when I was busy with my commentary work for ESPN," Travis said. "Oh yeah, actually we were talking and everyone had a drink to celebrate the Chiefs' win," Jason said. "Oh yeah, like it seems like you were very serious when you were with Scott, right?" Travis with a serious face said, "Oh yeah, you know Scott and I had a long talk." Jason said, "Hey Travis, how did you feel when you talked to Taylor's dad? I guess Scott had something important to mention to you, right? Because I saw everyone was very serious." Travis said, "Actually Scott asked me something that made me very worried and I couldn't find a consensus. Scott, he mentioned my wedding with Taylor. I was a bit surprised, but he made me feel very safe and that special care was deeply imprinted in my mind. I will never forget that feeling." Jason with a shocked face, raised his hands high and shouted, "OMG, I think that's a huge deal, you really took that special care of me, man." Travis added, "Scott, he made me realize a lot of things and I know I have to learn and remember that. He is a respectable person," Jason said. "So do you have any plans for your wedding?" Travis said, "Actually I was a little confused at that time, but Scott told me that he wanted to have a wedding in Nashville." Scott added that Nashville had a lot of meaning to his family, especially when Taylor stood next to me. She also nodded after hearing Scott's father say that. Jason was surprised again and said, "Oh my God, that's true. Then what did you say, Travis?" Travis said, "I have my own plans and of course I will agree. Taylor, she is also very happy with my decision." Jason shouted, "Wow, you are really a real man, I like you for that. Taylor, she is a happy woman because you are always willing to do everything for her." Travis laughed and said, "Come on man, are you flattering me?" Jason said. "You know Travis, I always appreciate a man who is always willing to do everything for his girlfriend, and of course that always gets people to support," Travis said. "Oh really, I will take your words to heart," but the old guys danced and celebrated. Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Jason said, "At the game the fans were quite amused by the series of moments between Taylor and Caitlyn," Travis said. "Yes, they look like close friends. In last week's podcast when Caitlyn joined our conversation, she was quite funny and talked very friendly. I guess she and Taylor are already friends," Jason said. "I think so too." A viewer also left a comment saying, "Hey, come here and see, Taylor and Caitlyn look like sisters." Travis and Jason laughed happily, making the atmosphere more lively. Travis laughed and said, "Come on man, it was an important match. Great that day we completed the mission." Kayla Nicole had some kind words to share about her ex-boyfriend Travis Kelce and his playoff game. The Special Forces star, 32, was asked on the I Am Athlete podcast to talk about the NFL playoffs and the upcoming matchup between Kelce's Kansas City Chiefs and Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills on January 26, where they'll battle it out for a spot in the Super Bowl. while discussing potential outcomes for the AFC Championship game. Nicole revealed that she would rather see the Bills make it to the championship game because she wants to see something new in the Super Bowl this year and she's bored of seeing the Chiefs advance. Co-host Brandon Marshall asked, "Kayla, you know how it is watching the Chiefs and being in it, being a part of it. What makes Patrick Mahomes so dynamic?" Nicole, who regularly supported Kelce at Chiefs games during their 5-year, on-and-off relationship, said that Arrowhead Stadium is surely the loudest in the NFL. "There's nothing like that environment," she shared. The Tribe Their Peep founder spoke highly of Mahomes, whose wife Brittany was a close friend before Nicole unfollowed them both amid Kelce's relationship with Taylor Swift, calling the quarterback a seasoned vet who studies the game like nobody else. Her co-hosts quickly pried, asking how she knew so much intel about Mahomes and joking that the conversation was getting messy about Nicole's former relationship. She took the quips in stride, however, jokingly adding, "I know somebody on the inside." Nicole went on to share praise for her ex while explaining the success of the Chiefs' offense. "They have guys they can throw the ball to who aren't going to drop the ball in the end zone," Nicole said of Kansas City, before specifically naming her ex, Travis Kelce. "That's a tight end that's not gonna do it," she said, referring to her previous comment about guys who won't drop the ball in the playoffs. Nicole concluded, "They've got the threats, so, as much as I'd love to see somebody else in the Super Bowl, just to see something new, it's not gonna happen." During an October 2024 episode of Angel Reese's podcast, Nicole said the online chaos of her ex's new relationship with Swift still impacts her to this day. "You can go to my most recent post and it will be people debating each other why I am worthless and I'll never be a talented person and I have no career," she told Reese, 22, who then asked Nicole why she thinks she has been subjected to so much negativity after handling the end of their 5-year, on-off relationship with Grace. "I don't know," Nicole responded. "I think that there's something about that level of fame that attracts crazy people, and it's unfortunate because I've never done anything to warrant that kind of backlash." The Kansas City Chiefs couldn't describe Travis Kelce any better after his performance on Saturday against the Houston Texans. Kelce made history during the divisional round showdown after tallying 7 receptions for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. As a result, the Chiefs' tight end became the first player ever to have at least 100 receptions, including playoffs, in 7 straight seasons. Furthermore, Kelce surpassed San Francisco 49ers legend Jerry Rice for the most 100-yard postseason games. The two were previously tied with 8 each before the Chiefs star got his 9th. Days after his historic game that helped the team take the 23-14 win, the Chiefs looked back at Kelce's performance and highlighted his ability to play his best on the big stage. "Playoff Trav is different," the Chiefs wrote, along with clips of his top plays from the Texans game. "Travis Kelce certainly deserves the recognition. After all, time and time again, he has shown the Chiefs that he can step up when it matters most." Even after a down season that saw him record just 3 touchdowns in 16 games, Kelce didn't let it bother him come the playoffs. His lone score against the Texans actually came at a crucial time, allowing the Chiefs to take a 20-12 lead early in the 4th quarter. Sure enough, the Chiefs will look to lean on Kelce once again when they face the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. Some partnerships in sports are legendary. Ones that are etched into the very fabric of the game. Think Jordan and Pippen, Federer and Nadal, or Brady and Gronk. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have certainly earned their place among these icons in recent years. But could this season mark the end of their run? Comments appearing in the last few days have sparked intrigue about Kelce's future with the Chiefs. What's his partner's take on this? Mahomes appeared on 96.5 The Fan with Carrington Harrison on January 21. And Showtime was asked if the AFC champion